Hi guys, Chris here, and you're watching Here We Are Running, and welcome back to the channel for another live stream, a live stream on Zwift. And today we are taking part in the PAC St Patrick's Day. It's an annual event, and it's 21.1 kilometers, more commonly known as a half marathon. It's a climbing event. It's up a VEN top, I think the toughest climb in Zwift, so up a mountain, and we are putting the incline on the treadmill as we are instructed to do so on the screen, and hopefully with a little bit of new tech that I've added to the live stream today. Actually added two things to it. One which will be an extra camera angle, and the other is hopefully you'll get to see the incline as I change it. Ordinarily Zwift doesn't show you that, but I think I've sorted a little workaround out and you'll be able to do that. Right, I'm just going to switch screens here. It's not too far until we will begin. Alright, you can see we're all lined up on the starting line, and there you can see in the bottom left hand corner the incline percentage, so that will change as we change the incline. And we're just getting some instructions on screen at the moment from Ryan Downey, who's leading this event. So it's going to be self-paced. We can run at whatever speed we want, but we are encouraged certainly to change the incline as we're told to. That will represent the real elevation that you get on this particular route. So just having a look on the chat. I am looking at chat, guys. Do keep me company in the chat. We've got Tina Beard, we've got Joe, we've got Kim, and we've got Dave at the moment. So Tina is doing a Zwift Run Series run, but watching this as well. Very good, Tina. Good luck in your run. And Joe is on his way home from the airport, but wants to say good luck. Thanks, Joe. Kim's tuned in from Denmark, and we've got Lisa as well. Lisa's saying good luck on the run. Thank you. I think I might need this. I've never done anything like this before. I have done some of the other PAC runs where we do have incline, but nothing of this distance and the amount of elevation we're going to build up. So over 1,500 meters of elevation across the course of today's run. And for me, this comes as part of my ultramarathon training, the first of my double long run weekends. So just start to get running. And we have started. And see there, I've got the extra camera angle, so hopefully that adds a little bit more of the entertainment to the live stream. So, not sure where we're first going to set the line, but I'm not going to do any sort of fast running today. We're just getting up at the moment. Yes, Joe, let's go. 23 people in it taking part. And I'm right at the back at the moment by the looks of things. But just going to be sensible about this. Not sure how much of a run-in there is whilst we remain flat. As guys, got any questions for me whilst I'm running? There's our first incline change to 2%, so there we go. And you can see that as I press that, you can see it change in the left corner there. So my incline pointer is being sent to Zwift, so it does mean that when I look at this run on Strava at the end, I should see the correct amount of elevation gain. Joe's saying, very professional, Chris. A tech guy you are. I tell you, getting this set up wasn't too difficult. I have been having some problems lately with my connection from, say, the treadmill through to Zwift. So for those of you that have watched some of these before, I use an app on my phone called Runcline that the treadmill talks to Runcline on the phone, and then Runcline talks to the computer running Zwift. And normally that's reliable, but I've been having real problems during midweek on what I was trying to do. It was just dropping out, and my avatar was stop running, then it would come back again. It started doing that a little bit, and then it's really silly. It's doing it all the time. I then tried another sort of test after that, and it all seemed good again. But then I thought I'm going to do a real good test this morning, because I didn't really want to start a 21 hill climbing type, a half marathon hill climbing type event. Didn't really want to try and start that, and then find that I get all sorts of connectivity issues, and wouldn't have made the live stream one either. So I tried it this morning with my phone, and I know I was starting to get some dropouts again. So I've switched, using my son's phone at the moment. I tested this for pretty much 20 kilometers earlier today. Not with me on the treadmill. I just let it run, fiddle about with speed and incline a little bit, and it was all good. I seemed to have one early dropout, but it carried on going. It didn't lose it. So I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that it is all going to be okay right now this afternoon for the entirety of this. Otherwise, I'm not sure. So I think there could be a problem with my phone. There's been some other funny things recently. If it is my phone, then I'll just have to do a factory reset on it, I think. Hi Catherine, Catherine joined us. Hi Claire. Claire saying, hope the run goes well. Yeah, certainly something new for me. This sort of distance and this amount of incline is something that I haven't done before, so looking forward to it. Stephen's joined us as well. Hi Stephen. Stephen's asking, what treadmill do I have? So this is a JTX Fitness Sprint 5 treadmill. I believe JTX Fitness is a British company, and I've had this treadmill, probably ordered it about a year ago, and I've probably had it about 10 months because it was at the beginning of the first lockdown that I ordered it. It took a while to come. It doesn't connect directly with Zwift, which is the one slightly annoying thing about it. Is you have to use the Runcline app to make sure that I communicate with Zwift. You could use that. You could use a foot pod, which I started out using, but prefer the speed that I use the treadmill to be the speed that shows up in Zwift, rather than it kind of fluctuating, which it does slightly with a pod. So hopefully all good. And guys, as I get carried away talking here, if you see something on the screen where it's telling me it's the incline, and you can see that I haven't changed it, because of course you guys can actually see the incline there in the bottom left corner, then do put it in the chat and tell me you're not at the right incline. So 2% incline is quite comfortable at this pace of 8.5 kilometers per hour. So it's just telling us there that VEN top route is 20.9 kilometers. We'll have to run an extra 200 meters to get to that half marathon distance. I think so the elevation of the entire route, if you look in the map at the top right corner there of the Zwift, now you can't see it on this particular screen, but you could on the previous one, you can see the actual real elevation. But what they do, rather than have it kind of change and chop and change as we're running, and it's a bit different to what the cyclists do. So rather than it chopping and changing too frequently, they kind of average it out. So you can see at the moment we started off at 2%. It's going to get a lot steeper than that in places, and I think there is a kind of a period where it will be, where we have a little bit of recovery, where it might drop back down again as well, halfway through or something like that. But kind of tried to work this out using a bit of maths, and I think averages out at 7.5% incline across the entire distance of the run. So I've upped it to 3% now. So it's just building into it nice. And there's Ryan running past me, going reasonably quickly. So it's set up as a race, this, but I'm not really racing it. As I say, this is coming off the back of a, what did I do yesterday, 20-kilometer run out on the trails yesterday, adding on to it another half marathon distance today. So Catherine's saying she would have liked to have had a go at this, and I guess I need to wait until next year if it's the St Patrick's Day run. Yeah, I think this only happens once a year, Catherine. Could be wrong, but I think it's a kind of annual event. They do the weekly on a Sunday at this time. They do a climbing event, and it alternates from this route to Alpe Zwift and the Surrey Hills. And it's not this length, though. It's about 8 kilometre when they do those weekly runs. So a good practice, but not quite like this. And we've got Dan Runs here as well. Dan is also doing the North Downs Wave 50, and he's on YouTube, so check him out if you are not familiar with his channel. So we'll both be there 22nd of May, taking on the North Downs. Both of us, it'll be our first 50 miler. Now, it is quite warm in here today, and my trick of opening the door hasn't made a huge difference. I suppose we are early afternoon here in the UK. It may get cooler later on, but the sun has been shining. Sun has been shining. So it's 18.4 degrees at the moment, but the humidity is low. It's only 41% humidity in here, so that will help. Yeah, 50% Catherine, that's what we're on at the moment. And anyone joining us a little bit after the start, bottom left-hand corner there, you can see the actual incline percentage of my treadmill as I change it in that white box. Right, bear with me a second because I'm going to try and switch some camera angles on here. May not work, but we'll see. Right, so we've upped it to 5, keeping the same speed for the moment, but we'll need to keep an eye on my heart rate. So it's fine at the moment at 125, 126 beats per minute. So and hopefully, yeah, these camera angles will give you a little bit of a better, more interesting view of the route that we're running. Saying work and run at the same time. I've never tried doing my proper work, my proper job whilst running on the treadmill, but I do know some people have done that. Been in conference calls and they've been running. I've never done that. I think I'd get caught out too easily. So who's already done a run today? Who's been out on a run? Have you done a long run? Are you going to have a run later at all? Drop a comment, let me know. Always interested to know what's doing these live streams, what everyone else has been up to. Catherine's asking how long do I think it will take me to do this today? I'm not really sure, to be honest, Catherine. I haven't tried to work it out. It's certainly not going to be normal half marathon type of speed. So, yeah, as you can see at the moment, and we haven't even got near any sort of serious elevation yet. Right, we are going to drop the elevation back down to 0 though. For 200 meters, that's not very far. Let's just up it for those 200. So yeah, you can see there I was at a pace that was just around 7 minutes per kilometre. I think if that was the average that I was able to achieve, I'd be well happy. I'm not sure it will be that quick though, so this could be quite a long live stream. Hopefully not as long as last week's where we did the marathon. God, that was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, seems ages ago. Back to 4. Let's just go a little bit quicker than we were going. Maybe not that quick. Right, 4% incline at the moment at 9 kilometers per hour or 6 minutes 40 per kilometer pace. That's feeling okay. But as I say, you've got to keep a watch of that heart rate. Okay, let's see what comment we had. So Joe's saying, also switching camera angle from phone to telly now. Yeah, so when I was controlling the telly, it was because I had when I'm looking at this now, I'm actually looking at the streaming software, and that allows me to see the chat in front of me. But if I want to actually control Zwift and the PC that is controlling Zwift, which is a different PC, then I have to change the telly over so it acts as a monitor for the other PC that Zwift's running on. And that's what we did a little while ago. And yeah, for those of you that have noticed, we've got 2 cameras today, one ahead of me as normal and one over there, which is actually the GoPro just hooked up to be a webcam. There it is right now. Right, Lisa is saying, any tips for keeping heart rate under control? I'm still learning this. So Lisa, the best tip for that is just to keep practicing it. So took me a long time to learn this, but I now managed to do it. Firstly, I worked out what my max heart rate was in a more accurate way than the sort of general formula that Garmin and other software will use. They normally say whatever your age is minus, 220 beats minus your age is your max heart rate, which is an indication, but it's accurate. Everyone's going to be different depending on levels of fitness, etc. So I found that if I went out and ran a really hard 5k, my max heart rate would occur in that 5th kilometer. So having worked out your max heart rate, sticking that into your software that I use Garmin, it then sets all of the heart rate zones correct based on the maximum heart rate. Having done that, I then go out and do all my easy runs and try and stay with heart rate 1 and 2. It's normally 2. Heart rate zone 1 only be for like warming up. When we get into zone 2, and I've just learned to run at least that it stays in zone 2, but it takes time to achieve that. Don't expect to do it straight away. I used to do a lot of my running in zone 3, which some people say is counterproductive, but that was before I set the max heart rate correctly. It became easier because my max heart rate was higher than what my age would suggest. So it made it easier because I had more of a kind of band to get into the zone 2 for the easy. I hope that makes sense. But it just come to practice. A lot of practice at running slow, running easier pace. And once you've done that, you really do find your fitness improves generally. So Dan is saying that he's run 18 kilometers today. That's a good run, Dan. Catherine is saying she's got a 5k time trial today after many months of long slow runs. Did 12 kilometers in total with a warm up and cool down. Oh, good stuff, Catherine. So you've done the time trial already. How did it go? Were you happy with the outcome of that? So Ryan is on the live stream as well. He's the leader of this race, saying or this run, let's say. He is saying he did 20 miles yesterday with 14 miles at goal pace and is hurting today. Well, you're going to hurt more after this ride. Okay. Hello, Chris. Chris is another North Down 50 runner. And he's doing 12 kilometers this evening. Yeah, good luck with that one, Chris. Running in the evening is my favourite time, particularly that sort of distance, but good luck for you for that one. We've got Chris, that running guy. He's watching. He's saying, love the setup. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, we're just adding little to it, like we've got the incline now, which I haven't been looking for any messages today, so I'm running at 6%. I hope that is the correct one for now. So yeah, the setup is gradually moving as we add little bits to it, like a second camera, and as I say, I've got the incline of what I'm setting my treadmill to, so you guys can see it. Particularly useful for this type of event. Kim is saying he ran 5k yesterday and knee felt good. That's good. That's him. Good sign. It's going to run 5 to 10k tomorrow. Very good. Good news that the knee felt good. Dan is asking Chris, that running guy, whether he's finished his nap. and Chris is saying no nap time today. Claire is saying I'm struggling with running too slower too. Attempting my first 50k in June. Brilliant. Need to learn to unwalk on the trails. Any top tips? Well, my top tip is on a longer event like that, even if you start and you are running on the flat, when you start, it's going to feel good. Don't go off too quick, even flat, because it's all about preserving energy, I think, these longer events. And 2 things to do to try and preserve energy. One is don't run too quick when you could, and the other is if it's hilly, like what we're doing, the North Downs Way 50, don't try and run the hills. Walk the hills, your heart rate will increase. If you were running in zone 2, for example, on the flatter parts or the downhill parts, you start walking up a hill, you're going to zone 3 for sure. So if you try to run those hills in a longer distance run, you're going to exhaust yourself. You're not going to benefit a huge amount from it. So if I'm on a shorter distance run, I may run the hills, or some of them. But for my longer runs, now we walk the hills, we run the and we just make sure we don't overall try too quickly. For me, it's not about speed, it's just about endurance and getting there come race day when we've got to run 50 miles. Right. Lisa saying, hey Chris, no problems at all, Lisa. Dan is saying to Claire, run the flats, walk the hills, unless you're strong enough to jog the hills. So yeah, very good advice. And Chris, that running guy, is saying, looking forward to his first 50k charity run with Dan and Ben. So he's doing a 50k charity run for the Oddballs charity, I think it's called. Anyway, it's a local run. They're doing it when they're allowed to soon, at the beginning of April, I believe. 50k, that will be his longest distance to date run. and we're up to date on all the chat. Keep the chat coming. Keeps me preoccupied. To you guys. So Claire says thank you to both yourself and Dan for the advice. Just wants to complete it. Very sensible. Walk the hills and hoping to find a local trail loop to practice. Yeah, you know what? Even though I've done a lot of training over the years on the trails, I've found a lot more trails since I started this ultramarathon. It's amazing how many trails are sort of out that I don't know about. And yesterday I ran on a trail I had partly run on before, but I explored it a bit. So that'll be out in tomorrow's video, guys, providing I get not started tonight. I'm a little bit behind on that. Hi AJ, thanks for joining. Right, so we're up 7% now. Yeah, Dan is a big believer in the routes of the actual race that you're taking part in. So he's done a lot of his training on the North Downs Way itself, explored that. Certainly the parts of the route he's explored quite a lot. He lives, that's a possibility for him. I'm waiting until he can go a bit further afield to explore again some of the bits of the North Way 50 that I don't know well enough yet. I kind of know the middle bit quite well, but the beginning and the end I've not had an opportunity to run on yet. Joe is saying got a delivery from IKEA yesterday before the shops will close again here. Wish me luck. We'll open the boxes now. Okay. So the question is, Joe, will you have your IKEA delivery assembled before I complete this run? There's your challenge. Claire said, good point, Dan. Bikes and laces. Hello, you. Thanks for joining. Late to the party. We'll be here quite a long time today. It's a half marathon distance. Plenty of incline as we climb up what is known to be the toughest climb in Zwift. It's at the VEN top in the virtual French world on Zwift, and this is the annual St. Patrick's Day half marathon run organised by PAC. And for anyone else joining late, you can see I've allowed you as the incline on my treadmill, bottom left corner in the white box. Just to prove I am actually in the buttons when it tells me to. So Chris, who is also taking part in the North Downs Way 50, is saying he knows the 15 miles after Box Hill, but needs to check out the rest of the route. Up to 8%. Starting to get serious now, guys. So you start looking at other people's paces, see what they're doing. So people ahead of them are doing pretty good. Ryan's doing great there. 5 minutes per kilometre pace on tired legs. So Chris, I guess that is the Box Hill to Reigate part of the course that you know quite well. Also, I'm very familiar with that part. I want to kind of do the Farnham to Guildford bit, haven't done that at all yet. And I guess the last 10 kilometres of the course, I haven't done that. And there's a bit of the course in between Kingston and Dorking that I haven't done yet. So dropping it to 3%, and you can, that feels such recovery when you do that. Okay, so Ryan's a bit ahead of me, so when we were on whatever we were, 8%, he was actually on 3% already, hence why my pace was higher, and now he's on 0%, so he's taking advantage of the flats. I think we better do the same, then we better up it a little bit. Chris used to hike the course quite a lot when he was a scout. I think the thing with the North Downs Way, a lot of it is quite similar actually, in terms of terrain. It's hilly. It's a mix really of mud and some gravel, I guess, some sand around the Guildford area. A lot of it through sort of wooded areas. Right. So now running at 5 minutes per kilometre when the flat, having done that incline, actually feels really nice and easy. Feels like you're going downhill. So Joe's saying he hasn't got a chance at assembling his IKEA stuff whilst we're doing this run. Too many pieces. So even though we've started quite significantly there, heart rate has dropped slightly. I'll tell you one very strange thing. So you can see on the left hand side, you can see the kilometre splits. So you can see the time there that I've taken for each kilometre, which is fine. The times look probably right. But then look beside the time, you see the heart rate. That is not the right heart rate. 60, 67, 64. That's not at all right. So what's going on there? So the heart rate to look at really is the heart rate beside my speed in the centre of the screen. Centre of the Zwift screen. Right, we've got up to 4%, so we're going to drop the speed. You can definitely feel that. Whew. So Claire is asking, what have I eaten today? I haven't eaten a huge amount. It's a funny time of the day to do a run and combine that with what you're going to eat. So normal breakfast and then kind of a late morning snack of whatever I could find really in the cupboards. But I didn't want to have a proper lunch. I felt that would be too heavy on 10. Now we're getting serious. So yeah, I haven't eaten a huge amount. I've got some gels here if I need them. I've got some water. I drank a pint of electrolyte earlier, about a couple of hours ago probably. So I'm well hydrated, which yeah, kind of wanted to be, knowing that it was going to be quite warm in here. But in terms of proper food, I haven't had a huge amount today. So Tina's just finished her nice zone 2 recovery and is going to sit and watch me work out now. Well, you relax. You've definitely not earned it. A zone 2 recovery. I'm joking. And this is definitely not a zone 2 run, I'll tell you that much. Bikes and Laces saying, nice to watch the run, haven't run since July. Looking forward to back onto it. Yeah, definitely if you can. Is that you're injured or something, or just chosen not to? So at the moment, the incline, you can see there on the map, in the top right corner of the Zwift screen, is saying 10%. So we are matching the actual Zwift incline at this point in the course with the thing that we're running at. And you certainly feel it at 10%. So if this was in the real world, either for a long run, for training, or on the day itself, I would definitely be walking at this level of elevation. But it's good, I was on my own for quite a while, but I think we sort of sped up a little bit in relation to the other of us. So we have kind of caught a few up now. Always nicer on screen to be with people rather than all on your own. Whew. So Bikes and Laces is saying he was injured, enjoyed first ride on the bike outside, clipped into the pedals today, and that's a step up from just riding on Zwift. Okay, that's good work. It's good coming back from injury. Hopefully you can get out there and run soon as well. Wale, I hope I pronounced your name right, is saying, enjoying watching this, just back from a tough 15-mile long run, and he's training for Berlin 100. Is that a 100 miles or 100 kilometers in Berlin? Not one that I've heard of that. Claire is saying, another stupid question. At what gradient will you have to walk today, or will you decide when you get there? Yeah, decide when I get there. We're okay at the moment, even at this pace at 10%, we're okay. You can see my heart rate is 142, so we're in zone 3 somewhere. I suspect though, as I get further into the run, at this pace, at this incline level, the heart rate's going to become a lot higher. And that's when to take the speed down a bit to a point where it may become walking rather than running. But we'll just see. We'll just see when we get there. Oh, we're still going up, guys. Still going up. Gone to 11% now. If you are enjoying watching this today, then really appreciate it if you hit that like button in YouTube on the stream. Just might help get the live stream out there to some other runners that aren't familiar with the channel, and they may enjoy it too. Claire saying, thanks Chris, heart rate is key then. Absolutely, heart rate is key. Because when your heart rate is high, you can only sustain that for a certain period of time. And just like when I ran the marathon on Zwift, I didn't do that foot outright. Although it was pretty quick, it was my quickest ever marathon. But having had a day's rest on Sunday, I've been able to have a pretty normal week of training actually. So this is going to be over 100 kilometres, providing I finish today for the week. And certainly a lot more elevation than I'm used to, mainly due to this run. But even before this run, we clocked up quite a lot of elevation this week. So Adi Wale saying, yes, it's 100 miles around the route of the Berlin Wall. Oh, that must be really interesting. Mainly flat, but a mix of trail and road. It's been going for 10 years, so it's called the 100 Berlin. Oh, I get it, yeah. Well, good luck for that one. That sounds like quite an amazing run. I'm surprised I hadn't heard of that before. Hundred meters more at this elevation, and then it looks like we're going to be dropping the incline a little bit. So that Berlin 100 is in August, so it's going to be warm. Yeah, it's amazing how many of the ultras are in the European summertime. What? 9% is a little let up. Not sure about that. Oh, I've gone to 8%. Don't want to do that. Right, there.
So why is it so hard to let you go?
So good news in terms of temperature in this room, even with the treadmill running, me running on it, all the computer equipment, the fan, etc. The temperature in the room has actually dropped a little bit. It's 17.5 degrees Celsius at the moment. Yeah, Adiwali's saying, just hope we'll be able to travel by August. Yeah. Let's hope so. Still some time, so who knows? So the field of runners is quite spread out now, as you can see. But a reasonably good number of people taking part. Time we looks like we've got. So Captain, third of the way, how are you feeling? Feeling okay, feeling that I am putting in an effort for this, which is only understandable. I'm glad to hear it is a third of the way. Of course, it does take longer when you're running slower speeds and going uphill. But I can keep going like this for the whole duration. I'll be very happy. We can see the yellow beacon up ahead. That is Ryan, the leader of the run. So he's actually on the road. He's 34 seconds ahead of me. So we're at maximum now for the treadmill. 12% is the maximum that this treadmill goes up to. So I'm impressed that I'm actually running it. So Dave's saying I should be at 11%. Should I? Okay. I will believe you. That was a bit silly of me. Making it even harder. And thanks, Dave, for spotting that little error. Not sure what happened there. Went blank for a minute, or second really. I think that was a streaming issue between the PC that runs Zwift and the PC that sends the live stream out to YouTube. So not the sort of issue I've experienced before, actually, that. But it was only a very short, so let's hope that doesn't happen again. Oh, we're just approaching where Ryan is now. So Ryan's walking this little sensibly. No target time in mind for this run. Never done anything like this before. Ryan's saying I just passed him, and he tried to trip me. So yeah, no target in mind actually. We're back up to 12. Or we really are at 12 now. Because I've never done anything like this before, to be honest. I have, I believe, run up the whole of the VEN top route, the whole sort of half marathon distance. I've done it once before on Zwift, but that was when I didn't incline at all. So it's essentially a flat half marathon for me at that occasion. Right, we can see the heart rate's edging up towards 150 there. So just going to drop the pace down a little bit. Ryan's going to chase me on the flat bit, which he advised is the summit. So we've got a little way to go before we reach that part, I think. All uphill at the moment. So it looks like we've got about 20 people watching at the moment. Thanks everyone for tuning into the live stream, watching me take on this mountain half marathon. You can see at the moment we're at the maximum for this treadmill, 12%. That's the maximum incline. As I say that, run it down to 9. Oh, lovely. So we are following the on-screen instructions for incline. Speed can be whatever we feel comfortable with, but we should be following the incline percentages on screen. And you can see, because I'm showing you on the bottom left in the white box, the actual incline set for my treadmill at any particular point in time, which at the moment is 9%. And we're 8.5 kilometers in just under an hour. So a quick maths would suggest if we carried on at these sort of paces, we'd finish this in around 2.5 hours, I think. Get perhaps a bit of a more accurate picture of that when we get to the halfway stage. So dropping it by 1%. So when I finished it, I have put something just over there to open upon completion. So any guesses what I'm going to open when I finish today's run? The thing I'm going to open, it is probably normally recommended as a recovery, part of the recovery, but I've got a rest day tomorrow, so I can definitely crack open this thing and enjoy it at the end of this run. And if you hang around to the end, you get to see what it is, as you can guess before then. It's with the theme of the run, let's put it that way. The big clue, I think. So Lisa's guess is new shoes. No, not new shoes. Not new shoes, Lisa. I have ordered some new shoes. As I think I mentioned last week, they're still stuck in Europe somewhere. Very frustrating. Ordered them almost 3 weeks ago. Absolutely no sign of when they're going to turn up. According to UPS, they've not even received them from the company that I've ordered them. Contacted the company a few days ago. Zilch, no response. Yeah, standard. Things are taking a bit longer than normal due to COVID and Brexit. Well, I ordered from the same company last summer, where that COVID excuse would probably be a bit warranted, and they arrived very quickly. So I don't know what's going on, but I will bring that again, I'm sure, on a video. Not best impressed with this company though. Anyway, that was the new shoes. No, they haven't come yet. It's read about it though. But Dave has got it. I have got a kind of Guinness sitting over there that I will try and crack open at the end. That's the reward for this run today. And it's the final can of Guinness that we've got in the house, actually, having had across the course of the week. Saying I'm doing great, thanks Joe, always like the encouragement, thank you very much. So a bit of you guys. And again, if I've missed any percentage inclines, please, there we go. I knew there was a 12 coming up, there it is. So we haven't missed any. But this is going to feel tough, this one I think. We will drop the pace down for this. Right. A bit of trivia. St Patrick was not born in Ireland. St Patrick was actually born in England and travelled over to Ireland. So interesting St Patrick fact for the day. And the reason they celebrate St Patrick's Day in Ireland is because he brought Christianity to Ireland back hundreds of years ago. So that 12%, that little stint we did there wasn't, thankfully, not too long. That definitely felt harder at percent than when we were at 12% before. So 9%, oh, it feels lovely now. Hi Stephen. Stephen, whose channel is Zwift Run Live, who streams regular Zwift runs. If you guys aren't familiar with his channel, do go check that out. He's saying, I think that is the same with a lot of patron saints. St George has very little to do with England. You're probably right there. We just all assume things and then have celebrations, particularly for St Patrick's. But sometimes we don't actually know the history behind it. So Joe is giving us a shelf update. Joe has assembled the first shelf and we are not far away from halfway through this run. So Joe, how many shelves do you have to assemble to meet your goal of trying to complete your IKEA assembly before I finish this half marathon distance climb the mountain? The Goku runners, Jeremy, Goku Runner, another running YouTuber from over in the States. Where's the green beer? What's the green beer? Oh, green because of Ireland, St Patrick's and everything. I get ya. They often turn rivers green, don't they, and things like that. I think that happens over in the States quite a bit. I've just got the brown beer waiting for me, Jeremy. The good old Guinness, the stout. So I'm seeming to get the pace pretty on here, I think. When we go sort of 10, 11, 12%, need to drop it down to 7.5 at the moment. And then when we're around 9, 8, 9, we increase up to about 8 kilometers per hour. That seems to be working as of now. And we're over halfway, aren't we? So when I said if we carried on at the paces we were doing, we'd probably finish in about 2.5 hours. We're not going to be far off that if we can keep this going. Jeremy's saying setup looks so pro. It's yeah, it's taken a bit of effort to get it like this, Jeremy, but it's doing okay. Hopefully the second camera that we're not on at the moment, but I'll wave to it in a minute when we flip over to it. Hopefully that's added a little bit to it. And the second camera is just my GoPro plugged into the laptop. So probably not the best quality. It's a good sort of second camera option. There we go. Hello, second camera. So Jeremy, how's your running going? Are you able to run at the moment? Jeremy has some problem with cracked or bruised ribs. Or are you still trying to recover enough to be able to actually run? And Joe's just got one more shelf. A bed frame though, and a drawer as well. But keep the bed frame and the drawer for next week. Yeah, you need to pace it a little, don't you, Joe? You don't want to use up the entire Sunday assembling IKEA furniture. So it took you about half a month to do one draw, but I don't think you started it right at the very start of the run. So I reckon you're going to finish your other draw before I finish this run. I think you're looking good for that. Well, that's a nice shot. So Annette, who is the person one place ahead of me, just put up that her treadmill just cut out. And they took her out in the process. That is a problem you just don't want. I say one place ahead of me, she's 3 minutes and 49 seconds up the road from me. She's doing great there. So Jeremy is saying that he thinks another week and he'll be good to do some light running. Coughing and hiccuping will aggravate the ribs. Yeah, definitely. I think I was telling you, Jeremy, last year I managed to, having never had a problem with ribs at all, during the last year, I think I broke them on one side. I think I broke a rib because I actually heard something when it happened. And then later in the year, again, something completely silly happened. And I think that time I bruised it rather than broke it. But on both occasions, it was very similar. You just had to leave it to heal on its own, rest up. It didn't affect me from running too much. My worst thing was trying to get comfortable in bed. And as soon as you rolled over, and I often do sleep on my side, I just couldn't sleep on the side. And if you rolled over onto the side, you were right straight away. Not a nice thing to have, bruised ribs. Hi James, thanks for joining us. James saying nice work Chris, thank you. Joe's saying, I'm sorry Chris, let's talk about it earlier next time and make a plan for a challenge. course, what I don't know, when I was working, kind of trying to work out the times, the thing, when we might finish, is whether or not the elevation on the second is more than the elevation on the first half. And ever since we went over halfway, we've I think been on 10% or higher. Hi Lindsay. Lindsay saying, hi Chris, feeling incredibly lazy sitting here with my feet up watching you run. It's afternoon entertainment, isn't it? There's something satisfying about sitting on your sofa with your feet up, with a screen in front of you, watching somebody work hard. Well, look at this, 0%, where did that come out of? No warning, 0% for 200 metres. This is feel crazy. Taking full advantage of that, whacking the speed up to 12 kilometers per hour, and it feels like I am seriously running downhill, even though we're running. Hang on. You know what has happened though, guys? Incline on the stream has not changed. We may have a little go at trying to sort that out and fix it. Now look what's happened. We have a disconnection. Right. This could be very frustrating. Right, turn the... This is not a good sign at all. Right, it's reconnected. Come on. It's gonna work. Stop it. Right, bear with me guys, it doesn't get this going. This has been looking good, guys. Right, hang on. One more thing to try. One last try, one last thing to try. I'm not very confident about this at all. Nah. Ah, how annoying. Oh, hang on. Just one more thing to try. Very frustrating. The problem is connectivity, I believe, from the treadmill through to the Runcline app on the phone. It's all doing so well, wasn't it? Until I increased the speed up to 12 kilometers per hour. At the moment, I can't even get the treadmill to talk to the Runcline. Even when I've achieved that, it works now. I'm not convinced it's actually going to reconnect to Zwift, but we'll see. That's bizarre. Right. I have no idea now what to do to fix this. Yeah, so Joe's saying oh no, Lindsay's saying oh no, Stephen's saying why not go direct rather than via Runcline. So Stephen, I don't have a treadmill that can direct. My treadmill always relies on me using Runcline. I turned the Bluetooth off, Ryan, on the computer because I'm wondering whether that was interfering with Runcline. So at the moment, Runcline disconnected from the treadmill. I've done everything. I've restarted Bluetooth on the phone. Tried 2 separate phones. I think it's a problem with the treadmill potentially. I've turned the treadmill on and off. Maybe I should disconnect the house completely from the treadmill. I've only used the switch. It's can't think of anything else. It looks like it's connecting, but then it just starts timing out on the Runcline app. And this I depend upon. And it had been so reliable until earlier this week, where I had some dropouts when I was using it. But then the dropouts appeared to go away when I was testing this morning. It's almost like it almost happened when I increased the speed, and then it's just not now reconnecting. It's not allowing me to reconnect. Uninstalled Runcline. I've reinstalled it. I've restarted Bluetooth on the phone. I know that Runcline is not connected to the computer anymore. I've turned Bluetooth off on the computer so it can't. Yeah, so Stephen's saying Bluetooth connection is not on Zwift either. Yeah, that's because I turned it off on the computer to see if it was interfering. Ryan's saying Runcline needs Bluetooth. It does, and I've got Bluetooth on the phone. I restarted it on the phone in case the Bluetooth signal had somehow got. I suppose what I haven't done is I haven't restarted the phone. Let's restart the phone. Quite an old phone, takes a little while to restart. Yeah, so Stephen's saying treadmill on and off and phone on and off. Right, so I'm going to... That's the phone's restarting. Let's just turn the phone on. Restarting the phone and going to completely power down the treadmill. The running community is saying turn into aeroplane mode and then turn air mode on and then off. Well, let me try this one first. Ryan saying I need Bluetooth on the computer too. Well, normally the computer Zwift wouldn't be running on the computer when I start up and connect treadmill to Runcline. So I'm trying to simulate that by just not having Bluetooth in case it would interfere with it. Stephen saying order a Noble Pro tomorrow. I'll tell you what, might need to. Okay, the phone has restarted. Let's just play it safe. Let's uninstall Runcline again and reinstall it. I really do think this could be the treadmill. That's happening on two different phones. What's the phone doing now? Right. Trying to install Runcline again. The other strange thing is Runcline doesn't seem to install if I have Wi-Fi turned on. Only installs over the mobile network. Ryan's saying I should get the run module. Right, Runcline is installing now. So right, Runcline has it installed. So I'm going to turn the treadmill off, then I'm going to start Runcline up. And that's the point that I'm getting the problem up to now. So we'll see. Treadmill on. Starting Runcline. Found it. Staying connected, and now it's saying timing out. I do not know. The version of Runcline hasn't changed. I've had problems before with Runcline, but then Pascal, the developer, has fixed them and issued new versions. But the version of Runcline hasn't changed. Why is it doing this all of a sudden? Do not know. But I can honestly not think now of anything else really to try. We've completely restarted the phone, we've restarted the pedal, we've uninstalled it, we've reinstalled it. Just won't connect and stay connected. Since we've restarted everything, I'm just going to try the other phone. Last thing I can do. Having restarted that, restart that. I can see the 17 of you still watching. Thank you. Sorry about this. Very frustrating. We're going to go through the same process. Treadmill's off. I'm going to install incline from the phone first of all. Installed. We'll reinstall it. Stephen saying, look, I'm just watching someone else have a nightmare. Stephen's had his fair share of technical issues. I don't know you better like this though. This is a really bad one. I can't even get wrong to this phone now. Oh no. You laugh. There does become a point where you just have to give up, and I think we're very close to this, guys. It's all on the phone. It could be because, for some reason, I'm having trouble installing things on my phone when I'm using Wi-Fi, so I've turned the Wi-Fi off. It's a 4G network. Maybe the signal here is not very good, so I'm just going to move outside and see if it works then or not. Back in a sec. Having it. Anyone got any good jokes? I don't now know whether I'm doing one problem or multiple problems, to be honest. I've got two phones, both on a run fine. One phone I can get it installed on easily enough. I can start it up, I can start the treadmill up, I can start run fine up. Looks like it connects, but then it doesn't connect. The other phone struggles just to get it installed. Right, it has now installed on it. Turn Wi-Fi back on, let's turn Bluetooth back on. So Runcline is now on this phone, be installed. We restarted the phone. The treadmill is off. The sequence is you turn the treadmill on and then you start Runcline, and then normally you then start Zwift, and then you find Runcline as a speed source in Zwift. I've deliberately turned Bluetooth off from the PC so that Zwift, the fact that it runs, and I don't want to stop it running, otherwise if it stops running I lose the run. So I've turned Bluetooth off on the PC so that it can't possibly impacting and affect Runcline on the phone when I start Runcline up on the phone. That's the logic behind this. I'm now going to start the treadmill up. Treadmill on. I'm now going to open Runcline. If it connects, that's what should happen, and we might get this going again. If it doesn't connect, we give up. Down, and then after a few seconds, it's off my mouth. It never makes a full connection. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a play around with that, guys. I'm really sorry. I am sorry, because a lot of you are watching from the start, and I'm going to look at the run. I don't have I don't even have a battery in my foot pod. otherwise I would put that on. The battery's died on that. So there isn't much more I can do now, other than probably end now and then leave overnight and see whether or not I can get this working tomorrow. But at the moment, I have not a clue how I'm going to get this working. It just seems to... It had been so reliable since the beginning of the year. Had a smaller issue than this on, I think it was Wednesday. So I've been testing it and it's been stable. Not particularly stable on my phone, but I was thinking that was a problem perhaps with the phone, and I needed to do something. On my son's phone, which I've been using for this run, it was stable when I tested earlier today, and you saw it was fine up to the point that it broke, and now I just can't get it going again. So guys, thanks again for those of you that hung around, perhaps got some entertainment out of my rather large technical issue here. We will be back. We will do runs on Zwift again once we can get it all working. But I think I need to be very sure that this isn't going to happen again. So it might be a little while before we get back. And unfortunately, I can't finish the run. But after all of this, I'm definitely... Wait 1 moment. I'm moving away. And if it all goes over there, I don't think I care. I definitely need this. So there it is. I was hoping to drink this a little bit later. And good luck to anyone watching this, Ryan and the others that might be watching this whilst they were actually running here today. I do hope you finish it without the sort of issues that I have. And I'll have to wait until next year when they run this again before I can actually finish it. At least we went halfway. We did get a good amount of elevation into the legs, even though the distance that I was hoping to achieve. Just letting the Guinness. Right, I will forget about this. Forget about this nightmare. Enjoy my and then enjoy the remainder of Sunday, guys. I do hope that you will enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully this was a little bit entertaining, even though it didn't turn out the way that it was supposed to. But for now, guys, goodbye.